I was writing that thing. If it's a million, that's changed me. I was getting more love back then. My heart is beats me back and you can no, no. My heart is banner, banner. Banner, banner.
Matt from Blue October. Check out our newest single, Hot Stuff, now playing on Spoon. Listen now, check it out. I know how much I love you. When you're gone, I just think of you. Dying. Mom, what? You could bleed out the streets, get stuck in a mine. You could get kidnapped by them, it'd be perfectly fine. You could harvest all your organs and then sell them online. There are unfixes on my brain in which you could die at any given time. Mom, only 360. No more creepy songs.
Family proof your family with Life 360.
Sister's birthday. She's an adult. Please help me. I'm so lost. Scotch, follow me. I knew it. I'm hot. Thank you, Rick. Well, I mean,
A new biography of American track and field icon Steve Prefontaine gives a fresh examination of Pre's influence on contemporary running, separating the man from the myth. The Front Runner, The Life of Steve Prefontaine by Brendan O'Meara is the perfect motivational listen while on a training run. Download the Front Runner audiobook today from Mariner Books.
Shake your body, baby, do that conga. No, you can't control yourself any longer. Come on, shake your body, baby, do that conga. No, you can't control yourself any longer. You can't control yourself any longer. The rhythm is getting stronger. Don't you body, it's that conga beat. Shake your body, baby, do that conga.
My face above the water. My feet can't touch the ground, and it feels like I can see the sands on the horizon at time. You are not around, slowly drifting. Wave after wave, wave after wave, slowly drifting. And if it's like drowning, pulling against the stream, pulling against the stream. Wish I could make it easy, easy to love me. Till I reach, find a way. I'm stuck here in between. I'm looking for the right words to say. Slowly drifting, drift, wave after wave, wave after wave. Slowly drifting, drift. And it feels like I'm drowning, pulling against the stream, pulling against the stream.
Generous passenger space for ultimate comfort. In the Prologue SUV, we've made it easy to go electric. Visit your local Honda dealer and get a great offer today. Click or tap the banner. See offers.
With Uber for Business, you can set your budget once and let it work for you and your team. Make small steps that make a big impact.
Size All presents Lean Nights with Nights. Good evening. Did you know that the wise time to relieve allergies is at night? Let me explain. Your allergies won't take a hint when you're tired and ready for bed. Don't suffer the symptoms that bother your sleep. Take All 24-hour instead. It starts working fast and works like you sleep so you finally get much needed rest. Then all the next day it's still going strong so you can feel your best. Be wise, All. Take All at night.
Baby, this is what you came for. Lightning strikes every time she moves. Watching her, but she's looking at you. You, you, you.
It's interesting that the music only plays when there are actual words.
Now, back with the games plays. West and baby's face. Big down, I think I went to I said, your legs are not you. Baby, this is what you came for. Lightning strikes every time she moves. Oh, I just figured it out. Yeah, I did it right. That was the right one.
All-electric Prolog generous passenger space for ultimate comfort, as well as the confidence of a nationwide dealer network. Honda was also named Best Value Brand by Kelly Blue. With the Prolog SUV, we've made it easy to go electric. Test drive and get a great offer today at your local Honda dealer. Click or tap the banner, see offers.
With Uber for Business, you can set your budget once and let it work for you and your team. Make small steps that make a big impact.
We're leaving today and entering a world of Mickey Mouse waving, princess meeting and greetings, lightsaber clashing, the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror drop, Banshee flying, Space Mountain launching, Galaxy rewinding, what the point that was Galaxy rewinding, fireworks igniting, world of other worlds, for whatever you love. Infinite worlds await at the most magical place on earth, Walt Disney World Resort.
Everybody sing, everybody dance. Do your terrible romance. You know, come on, you head on. Oh,
Should we turn that video on? Hi, Dr. Lowe.
Hi, Dr. Amy. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Good. I'm trying to talk to Caroline. And she say the one link that I'm going in, it says offline to her.
It shouldn't. I hope she got the right link. That could be a problem.
I just sent the link back to her again. I'm trying to invite Dr. Emily and Dr. J. I haven't seen them. Hopefully they will be coming up.
I just sent a new SMS out, so people should get something in their phone. Come on, publish and go away. Just like my time. There we go. I just sent another SMS out that should send people. I am going to send a different way to get in. It shouldn't have any offline notices, but
Can I have some of your tabbouleh too?
It's not vegetarian.
Oh, no, I'm talking about the refrigerator.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's tons of it.
Tons. Okay.
Yeah, I went through a whole container too tonight.
Dr. Lowe, thank you so much for coming.
hi, Dr. B. Oh, what's up? Dr. Lowe says Dr. Carolyn is still having difficulty getting into the meeting. And the
What's
only
for
thing I
supper?
can think,
What's for supper?
you talking to me?
No, to yelling. She's eating supper. I just asked her what she was having.
Yeah, I'm eating, yes.
No, go right ahead. Do it, do it.
Did you send me a new invite?
I sent everybody a new invite with
No, but
a
I didn't
backlink.
I didn't get one.
I
It'll
did.
be 5 minutes. It takes 5 minutes every time I send a new invite. It's not instant.
I didn't get any invite today neither, so that's why I was she's on.
Yeah,
There she is.
I had to go through some hoops to get in.
Yay. Fire hoops.
Yep.
Did
Feels
you
like it.
Flaming hoops.
did either of you guys get your know me well invitation from
ICA?
yes.
Yeah, I already
Yeah, I paid it.
we paid it too.
No, I'm not okay, well, I can't even get in.
Oh, wow.
Hmm?
They
And
gave us an invoice to
I
pay it.
already paid. I already paid.
No, after that, I don't think I get another I got another email from them. No.
Well, so they just switched it over, and anyway, it was an email to every ICA member. And it said, hey, guess what? We're here, we made it, we're yada yada, and we switched to Know Me Well. And here's your invitation, accept this. And then after you accept it, then you'll get another email. And then you can get in again. Anyway, I'm somewhere between the first and second email. I think I signed in once, but I'm not sure. So it's not easy. It's a complicated thing.
The only another email I got it from Beth was the one says the introducing know we well action required. That's the yeah.
And you have to accept that.
Right. Oh, I have to click in. I haven't
Yes.
I haven't do anything yet. So because it didn't say any link that I need to do anything over on my email. Okay, I will check it out in a minute. All right.
You want to check mine then?
Yeah, let me check it right now.
You said it came from Beth?
Yeah, it came from Beth. And it went out to basically, I think, every ICA member is what it looks like to me.
Yeah, yes.
So we are live. And I'm not sure if people will be trickling in or not. We'll see what happens. Thank you too for joining us. I sent out a couple different emails today with links. And it went to everyone who is on the list that we had from interest, people who were interested, people who responded to those emails the other day, and the couple of people who filled out the form over the last 24, 48 hours. I added them as well.
Awesome.
So we'll hang out for about 20 minutes and see if we have any other additional attendees. And if not, we may just call it good.
And this is what's so frustrating. So to me anyway, we got an email from Dr. Goff, and he said, one of the people here at Sherman wants to come to the meeting tonight. Can you get him an invite? So we sent him one. They're not here yet.
Well, sometimes it's confusing what time zone you live in, and people, get lost. And I'll give them that. One of the other things that I addressed in a couple of emails that I sent out over the last couple of days was that if people are unable to schedule time for a meeting like this, they probably aren't going to be able to do the Diplomate because there's required meetings once a month. And I thought that might be something, if people show up tonight, that we address.
Yeah,
and we
I agree.
discuss that, you have to make decisions in your life. You can't just blow with the wind. So,
I mean, you probably don't have to go. So on the other council meetings, how many people usually show up?
I don't know, Bill. Who are you asking?
I thought that Yoling, I know Carolyn's in another council, aren't you? ma'am?
No, I just was at a convention, they were talking about it.
Yeah, the one meets every week.
Yeah, the sport one does.
Yeah.
They are only required, that's how I knew about the requirement, because it said you're required to do it once a month, but they volunteer and do it every week.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think a big part of this that we're seeing is, just commitment on people's parts. Lots of people, oh, I want to do this. And then if they don't have some kind of a commitment to it, Oh, well.
There may be
Yeah.
just an expectation that they can do it like they did one-on-one.
Mm. So somebody else just told me that the main stage says it's offline.
Yes, I had to go through. Y'all gave me the link, and I had to go send it to myself so I could do it on my computer.
That's what I did because you sent me that on Tuesday. So I texted myself. I was on my cell phone. So today I actually sent that to my email to get on on that email, on that link.
So Yelling, you used which link? The back link or the
The
your
DB,
magic
no,
link?
I didn't use my magic link. I used the specialty organization DBM's certified by ABCA, that link that Caroline
Okay.
sent on Tuesday. So I just read through Beth's email. It says I will take actions because soon they will send 2 emails to us, one directly from Beth, the other one from knowwewell.com. But
Right.
I have not received any of them yet. After the email, I have not received anything. Caroline, did you receive any?
No, I only got the news one, and that was it.
Yeah, that's what I got. So that's why when Dr. O says take action, I haven't do anything.
And yeah, action will be required, but just not on this one.
Okay. The one that I got was from Beth Clay. It came at 6:30 a.m. this morning. And it said action required. Accept invitation to I.C.E.S membership portal.
No, I didn't get that one.
And I accepted it. And now that I accepted it, I can't go back in again because it says that it is an invalid invitation.
I'm finding Know Me Well in my spam.
I'm gonna check my spends. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, because I realized that there is, just saw 3 emails that came from that sender.
It does say it's currently offline. I wonder why. Let me go find out.
Mine says it is online.
So did you come in through the join the live meeting here?
No,
No, I didn't. I know I didn't.
I haven't got.
So I need to fix that. That might be problems that people are having.
I go to the
event,
monthly
my
meeting.
my event is not offline. My event is online. It's on. The main stage is on. There might be, you know what? There might be no. Oh, Oklahoma. That's why. I don't know who made this dashboard, Bill, but they didn't activate the main stage. Okay, I just turned the main stage on.
It says month. Oh, now there's. It says monthly meeting, right?
What do you mean?
Nothing. It doesn't say main stage. It says monthly meeting.
I understand that. That's not the problem.
Okay.
The problem was that the button was not linked to the area.
Oh,
But it is now.
good.
So it had no link. So it didn't matter who came in, they couldn't get it. Tiffany Diab's having trouble. So I'm gonna go test it real quick.
Okay.
If
I
I
forgot-
try to come in. She said she was having trouble even with the backlink that I gave her. But you guys had one from the other day when we had a meeting on here.
Mhm.
Okay, now it's working. I think. There we go. Hi, Dr. Diab.
Hi.
Welcome, welcome.
Yeah, thanks.
Good to see you.
You too.
We have to go shut off one. I just entered the stage as someone else. I have to go shut that off. I'm thinking that other people were having that same issue because the stage was not linked to the button somehow or other. Let me give it a minute.
Oh, what did you do with my column? My L and CV columns?
I had to get rid of them because they weren't useful. They were in the way. I needed a tag. We can talk about that later when we're not in a meeting. How about that?
Well, I wanted to give some numbers to Tiffany, but
I'm not sure numbers are important right now. Dr. Diab, welcome, welcome. Tell us, if you would, what interests you in being board certified?
I think it would help validate the profession and what I do. And it would help set us apart from weekend course attendees in spinal manipulation. And I think it would also improve, I don't know the right word. It would improve how we look to other veterinarians too, like our validity or our.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes perfect sense. There are, so the chiropractors have achieved Diplomate status. They have a program up and running already. That because they go through a different process. And because of that, they were able to get theirs done sooner. And so one of the things that we're trying to raise is awareness and connection with other veterinarians who are interested and curious about having that elevated status that would do all those things that you said and more. And so that's where we're headed. The Diplomate is a 3-part program. You've already completed part 1. And then part 2 and 3 can be 2 years each. Is that correct, Dr. O? Yeah.
For the chiropractors, yes, there's nothing written down for veterinarians.
Right. For the veterinarians, the curriculum has not been approved yet. But
So-
that's how the chiropractors are set up right now.
So the chiropractors, we had to have a group, which is the Council of Animal Chiropractic. And then they developed an education program to sponsor a diplomate. Okay, so we had to be recognized by an organization that formed okay. In the veterinary world, we have to have a group that meets on a regular basis. So we have to have monthly meetings. We can just say, hey, how's everybody doing today? Great. All right. See y'all next month. But we have to have that, and it has to be, we have to have between 30 and 40 veterinarians in that group on a regular basis. And then the AVMA will, it's not the AVMA, but it's the
AVSB.
Yeah, we'll then send it out for public comment, which the acupuncture has just been sent out, and botanical herbs are being sent out.
They were just sent out this week.
Yeah. Acupuncture has been trying to get to that point for about 5 years. So
It's a much slower process for veterinarians, as you can see. And getting veterinarians to meet up in meetings is moderately harder, I think, in part because a lot of veterinarians, they don't want to take control of their schedules. They don't want to set aside time to, do things for their business. So
Anyway.
that's where we're at with that right now.
So if you know anybody, we have 17, we have a lot of people that say they're interested. We have, I think, 28 veterinarians that say they're entered, which is not enough. But of that, we only have 17 people that have sent both a CV and the letter, which you're one of them. You sent them both, but
Yeah, so we need to be able
I
to
couldn't
collect.
remember.
Yeah, yours is with us. We need to collect that from 40 people.
yeah, we had,
So-
I talked to 100, I had 100 veterinarians on the list that all said, I'm gonna send it to you.
Mm-hmm.
And that was last summer. So anyway, I have 17.
So that said,
If you have any ideas on how to get more people interested in doing just what you said,
I mean, can you offer an Amazon gift card, or is that considered buying like votes or something?
where's that money?
yeah, where's that money going to come from? Because it's, it's not A.C.E.S that's doing this. It becomes a separate entity of its own
Oh, I
that
see.
is doing it. And so even the Chiropractic Council is not A.C.E.S. We just happen to have facilitated this meeting and
we're the only
helped
program
them.
approved for the education right now.
Yeah, we helped them put
Oh.
together their education.
Okay.
But yeah,
So-
it's the International Chiropractic Association is who recognized the Council on Animal Chiropractic.
Mm-hmm.
And Dr. Amy and I can't even be on that council.
Because you are the educational program?
Because
No,
they're
because
vets.
we're vets.
Oh, I see. That's for the chiropractors.
Yeah. Mhm. So, and then trying to get it through, yeah, Dr. Burnett and Dr. Voirel are, well, I don't know that Voirel we have her stuff. Hey, how are you?
Good.
Good. All right. It's hard to keep both you and mom in
Making my face disappear.
Uh, They're getting so big so fast.
I know. Isn't it crazy? Okay.
Now we can see everybody.
Let's see. Yeah.
So it's, and I've talked to
It looks like you froze. There we go. We have motion now.
I've talked to Dr. Civila 3 times. We've had nice long conversations, and he's in the acupuncture group, and he's also the president of the botanical group. And he's like, we're about ready to see if AVMA will have a diplomate program. So if you know anybody on the holistic HVMA board,
What about if you required your students who are about to finish unit 3 to send their CV and a letter before they can come do weekend 3 or something?
well, really, they have to be certified first.
Oh, they have to be ABCA first.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello, Dr. Kara.
Hi, Dr. Gingrass. Welcome, welcome. We were just talking a little bit about the difference between a chiropractic diplomate and a veterinary board certification, and some of the different hoops that each of them need to jump through. And one of the first requirements, we talked about this before a couple of you came on, is the requirement to meet at least once a month as part of that council or as part of that group for that certification, so that it's an accountability session basically, and it helps people to stay on task. It helps people to get support for areas that they might be lagging in. So there are 3 parts to the chiropractic diplomate. The first one you've already completed. It's the ABCA certification. Part 2 is 80 hours of both online and in-person training. And part 3 is, so that gets you to the specialty status. And then part 3 is online and in-person training that actually gets you into that mentorship status. So it includes some research, publications, things like that. And so you can see what that does is it'll help raise the status of, look, we've got a few more people. There's Dr. Goff, Dr. McCorkle. Welcome, everybody. So one of the things I'd like you to do, for those of you who just got in, is I'd like you to drop in the chat. We've been talking for a little bit already, just to save time. Drop in the chat why you're interested in that raised status. So diplomate or board certification. If you could write that in the chat, that'd be great. Does everybody know how to get to the chat? I think one of the important things about this endeavor is that it is a true collaboration between chiropractors and veterinarians to help both professions make animal chiropractic as a profession higher, as a higher status. You know, one of the things that many people at the ICA were impressed with was to see a veterinarian like Dr. O be so passionate about helping chiropractors get diplomate status. And I think the other part of that is having chiropractors continue to support and help veterinarians to get to that board certification status, because it'll take them one, and they're going to need a little bit more, you know, for lack of a better word, hand holding or conversation for accountability, those kinds of things. So I think it's important that we continue to help each other through this. I see Dr. Goff put in, the biggest reason is to advance pure chiropractic. Animal science is easier and faster to do research compared to humans. That's an important point. I also want to be able to adjust my kids' animals in 4-H and FFA. Awesome. Part of the Diplomate and part of what we'll see for board certification will include, like I said earlier, part 2 includes online learning, and then also some hands-on in-person training. And there are 6, correct me if I'm wrong, Dr. O, 6 different in-person trainings that are now available for that. One of them happens to be food animal, which is always held in the fall. It's always held in October. We've also opened up several different new in-person trainings. In the spring, we always have Canine Atlas Intensive Weekend, which specifically focuses on the canine patient. In June, we always focus on the Equine Atlas specific patient and how to make that more efficient and effective. In July, we start looking at more intensely how to make sure your clients are getting the adjustments that they need. With we've named it a couple different things, but right now it's named how do I know when to adjust? In September, there is base camp, which is included in the Diplomate curriculum. So diplomates and board certified doctors will always have a front row seat at base camp. For those of you who've been, you know that it is the weekend. It's a 3-day virtual weekend where we bring in speakers that help raise your practice standards and raise your mindset and help doctors get better. And then in September, we also opened up an extreme extremities weekend, where we take a look at extremity adjusting from a purely chiropractic standpoint and really dive into how to make that, you know, looking at those extremities really a chiropractic endeavor. And then there's a skeletal anatomy weekend, which will be in April next year. And we do have a tentative dissection lab listed for January of 2026. But it's tentative because it has a requirement of attendees. So for that one to fly, you have to get you and your 6 favorite animal chiropractic friends that you trust with a knife to show up. Otherwise, we'll scrap it. We won't do it. We won't be able to do it. For those of you who are listening, what of those things sounded like it would interest you? You can drop it in the chat if you'd like to. If it was an interest or you still have questions, drop it in the chat.
And one of the things to make sure that everybody understands is that there is no, it will not affect current laws, regulations, or anything like that. It will actually make it easier to get some laws passed in states that haven't been passed. And it will make it easier for advertising and because I mean, I know like Dr. Diab probably understands that she can't put legally CAC on any advertisement that she sends out. She is a DVM, and that's the only thing. Does the food certification, is that recognized by the AVMA or not, Dr. Diab?
The food animal chiropractic
No,
or
no,
what?
the food.
Your nutritional,
Your
your
nutritional.
nutritional training.
Oh, no, none of that's recognized. It's all just certifications.
Yeah, so, and if it's not recognized by the AVMA, we can't legally put it on our card.
Yeah, well, except for Chinese herbal medicine, that is, I can put that one.
Because that one's recognized.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. So, but all the other stuff can't be.
So
And
Dr. Gingras put on there that she's interested in the extremities lab weekend.
Mhm.
Did any of the rest of you hear anything in those offerings that you said, oh, that's interesting? I'm looking forward to that. You can drop that in the chat. Dr. McCorkle, are you with us or are you with us in spirit? There you go. There's bacon on that.
I'm driving. I'm so sorry. I can't.
No, that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. We just want to make sure you were okay and
I'm
alive
here.
and hadn't crashed.
No.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're here.
Yep.
One of the other things I wanted to touch on is that not everyone is required to go through this kind of training. And we were talking earlier about how some people, they can't even come up with the time to meet for a meeting in the month that's required for either board certification or Diplomate. So what that means is it's probably not the right thing for them. And so I've been sending out a couple of emails to people who feel as if this might be too high of a jump for them, to let them know that we've also got some things that are like a little less of a less steep of a climb. And that includes Insider's Edge, which is a once a month meeting. It is half of a day, but it is designed to help animal chiropractors begin to make their practice more of a business and less of a job. So many animal chiropractors, they're animal chiropractic.
You're locked. So what she's saying is that many animal chiropractors, they just go from one job to the next job to the next job. And they haven't really made it a business. And so when you go to sell, it is very difficult to sell it if you haven't had it set up like a business. You know, if it's just a job, if you go to work every day, even though you're the owner, you still don't have anything to sell. And so that's one of the things that we're trying to help go on. And as we're working with changing laws in different states and getting it to where, you know, animal chiropractors can adjust, veterinarians can call it chiropractic. I mean, you know, there's like I think there's 4 states where, you know, you have to do, if Tiffany were to go there, she'd have to do spinal manipulation,
Start dinner.
which
I'm sorry.
is not fun. You know, why call it something that it's not? So anyway, so I do think that everybody's got the right idea that we're here to try to raise you know, the level of how people see animal chiropractors. So it's not here to detract from anything that any ABCA certified doctor has achieved, but it's here to raise the you know, I mean, the fact that we have both Sherman Chiropractic College, Life Chiropractic College, and Life West Chiropractic College involved in the Animal Chiropractic Council is huge. So, you know, because before that, we haven't had a true chiropractic college involved. So, does anybody have any questions?
Would the diplomat status, so it sound, correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounds like it would require some training in other species, right? It's not just going to be canine and equine.
Yes, you will have to have training in other species as well as canine and equine, and pass the written test, but not necessarily do the practical.
Okay.
The practical will be on species that, but one of the things that will be stressed, why do you have training in animal chiropractic? We've trained in animal chiropractic because we realize that chiropractors worked on the human spine, and dog spines are different than horse spines, which are different from chickens, cows, pigs, sheep, flying squirrels, rats, bunny rabbits. So that as a veterinarian, if somebody comes to you and says, I have a monkey that needs a chiropractic adjustment, and one of the things as a diplomate, I hope everybody would say is, I don't have enough knowledge of monkey spines to adjust your monkey right now. We need to do some stuff first. And it may be just an x-ray, because there might not be anybody out there that's doing monkey adjusting.
And that's, I bring that up, Bill, that's the other thing is, as a diplomate, when you're in research, you might be the one developing the program to teach how to adjust non-human
Monkey.
primates,
Yeah.
because that's what diplomate status is all about. It's about supporting those people from below and helping them up the ladder. So why
Will
not?
becoming a diplomate change any CE requirements?
No, actually, well, no and yes. So in the chiropractic, and all I can do is tell you what the way the chiropractic diplomate is set up. The veterinary diplomate or board certification will probably be similar, but it could change because it was voted on by an initial council of about 20 people were there. Okay. So to be a diplomate, you must be an ICA member, you must be a council member, and you must be current on ABCA certification. So to be current on ABCA certification, you're going to have to maintain your ABCA CE. Now, to maintain your diplomate status, you'll have to have all three of those things, and you'll have to have 100 points. Okay. And other councils that I've looked at in different professions, like if you write a peer-reviewed article, you'll probably get 30 or 40 points. Okay. If you teach a lecture, you might get 5 points. If you if you're a member officer, you might get 15 or 20 points. If you're does that make sense?
Yeah.
If you do a research project, you'll get, so you have to, it just makes sure that as a diplomate, you're active in the animal chiropractic community in a positive way
Mhm.
to maintain that diplomate status.
But the other flip side of that is much of the work you're doing to gain that diplomate or board status will count back toward your ABCA CE.
Right. Yeah.
So it's kind of
And-
double dipping, but you might as well. It's a lot of hard work.
And one of the things too is that through the ICA, chiropractors are going to be able to get chiropractic CE for some of their diplomate courses. Okay, there'll be a small extra fee on that, but it won't be, and that's because of the paperwork required to get CE. And it's not going to be for every state. So like Kara is in Tennessee. That's one of the easier states to get. But Texas is very difficult, especially if it has the word animal in it anywhere. So that's why the ICA will be getting the people diplomate. And it'll be the same thing with the, if we can get once we get the group formed, a lot of the CE will be race approved as well as ABCA approved.
I think what scares me most is that 100 points thing, honestly. Like coming up with all that stuff to do.
Yeah.
That all aside, I want to tell you that part of the development for this, we've developed some and guys, life is easier now than it was 5 years ago. We've developed some really nice ways to help people, some templates and formats, just like we did for the veterinary letter that we sent out. We said, here's a letter, just sign it, put your name on it, send it back. And it was difficult to get people to do that. And yet some people did. And a lot of people who sent it back actually restructured it a little bit and wrote their own thing into it, but it gave them an idea. It gave them a stepping off point. So for some of the things like writing those papers, it's we'll have a template for you. So it won't be that you have to start from a blank piece of paper.
And
is that helpful?
Yeah, that is helpful. Do you think
That-
case studies would be worth points as well,
Yes.
or more like peer reviewed? Okay.
Yeah. Case studies would be worth points, and we've already
Article in
got
your-
some. We already got
article-
some
Yeah.
publications ready that are ready for those papers. Yeah, and Carolyn just said you could collaborate with other diplomates as well. Or I think this would be a fantastic way to do it. Chiropractor and a veterinarian collaborating on a paper. That would be an awesome way to really ignite the whole profession so that there's not as much of the, I don't know, it's not infighting, but struggle that we see between the two professions, so that the diplomate can and the board certification can really emulate how it works when two professions work together.
Yeah.
That makes
would be cool.
sense.
And GPT right now is so I'm gonna brag on Dr. Amy, but Dr. Amy asked him to write a new bio last night, Chat GPT, and it was amazing. It was amazing. So
Part of it is, a lot of it is what prompts you give it and what conversations you've had. And here's what most people don't realize. You can literally create your own AI Chat GPT. You can take Chat GPT and put in some things you want and some things you don't want, and you can format it so that, and that's one of the things that we'll be doing to help people write papers, so that when you take your data and dump it in, the information that it brings out to you will be more structurally sound for what you need, because you can teach it how you want it to help you.
Yeah. So the next step is just trying to get the 40 people to
Yeah.
sign, right?
Yep,
Yeah.
that's the next step. And then we have to have meetings and then we'll, and then, and like I said, the meetings don't, right now, there's nothing to really talk about at the meetings except for, do you have your papers in? And then for the veterinarians. Now, the animal chiropractors.
This kind of
for the-
conversation might be there in there too. And one of the things I was mentioning earlier was for those doctors who can't seem to find time or can't seem to find, I don't have the money to do this. Because all they see is that big number at the beginning. Sometimes that's an example of inefficiency in their own practice. There are many doctors out there who are working 6 days a week and they're scheduled out for 3 months and they drive 100 miles every day to go see patients. And they still are not attracting to themselves the kinds of patients that they really, really want in their practice. So that's why we created Insider's Edge, which is like that next step up. It's right now it's about $9.99 a month. It's a once a month 5-hour meeting where it's a workshop and we walk people through. It's not really coaching, but it's a little bit like coaching Married Base Camp, and this was their baby. And so it will have mindset and workshopping through so that they can create that practice and really hone it down to be more efficient and effective so that when they're ready, they can move on into a board certification or a diplomate.
How many meetings do we have to have before we can submit the next step? Is there a minimum number or?
No,
Okay.
we just have to have 40. And,
Okay.
and we have to do it,
40 people.
yeah, 40 people. The
My
deadline,
understanding.
the deadline is January 15th. So like, we're done for until 26 to submit to the vet to the vet board, but we're still trying to get, we have to have, so the first step is to be recognized as an organization. And then that organization is who develops the board certification.
The curriculum and the
Yeah.
requirements and all those things.
Mhm.
So one of the other things, where was I going to go? You asked about how many meetings you have to have. And I think what they're looking for is that they don't want to open this up if there's, you got to remember that these organizations that are recognizing Diplomate and board certification, part of their reason for doing it is income for them. You know, ICA gets paid a percentage of every diplomate who goes through the program. And the ABSB will get paid a percentage or a portion of every person who goes through that program. We don't know what that is at the moment, but part of it's income for them. That's how they keep their organizations moving. So think of it like if you were going to have to drive an hour to go see one dog, you don't want to do that, but you might drive an hour to see 20 dogs. And that's kind of the situation. They don't want to have to go the mile so that they can set up a board certification and run a test and all those things if they don't have enough members to support it.
Yeah. So currently, where veterinarians are at is get your CV and your letter of why animal chiropractic needs to be
Letter of
special.
intent.
Yeah, why animal chiropractic is special and needs to be recognized. For chiropractors, the next step is join the ICA. And when you join the ICA, you join the council, and then you can go to The website, I'll put it in the chat. But you can start signing up for classes, right now. Those are
For
live.
diplomates. Proceed. So for those people who came in through the dashboard, when you scroll down on that dashboard, you'll find these buttons that will give you more of this stuff. What's the ABVA bill? I think it's the ASVB.
American Board of Veterinary, I don't know. No, that's the right initials.
I don't think it's right.
But that's, yeah, for the vets. And then for the chiropractors, all that kind of stuff and the rules are on the ICA site.
Yeah, so you can find information here. The other thing that I'll put in here in this blog section is a link to an example letter and an example CV. For those of you who are like, I don't have one of those. We'll put up some examples so that you can cut and paste some parts of it, and it might inspire you to write some other things about your own professional life to turn in for that information. So how many of you, before we get gone, how many of you, oh, we lost Dr. Goff. How many of you would want to get started on this, say, in the next year? Just raise your hand. You can
You
raise
said
your
by
digital.
next year?
In the next year sometime.
Oh, in the next year.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So as you begin to understand the strategies and the structures. And why would you? Kind of for the same reasons that you said you were interested in the first place, or something? What would
Yeah, I
make the difference?
To do it in the next year versus later.
Yeah.
I just don't like to sit on stuff, honestly. If we're gonna do it, I want to do it.
Mhm.
Um, I like having a challenge to work on, and I'm running low on those, so.
Hmm. I was thinking the same thing, Dr. Longacre. You guys sound similar in that vein. All right. Well, thanks everybody for joining us. And like we said, next steps are to turn in letters and CD. For anybody who's watching the replay, when you turn those in, we'd like you to email them to Dr. O. So Dr. Bill at 1960@gmail. If you want to drop that in the chat, we'll throw the chat into the replay as well. Thanks everybody for joining us tonight. Dr.
Yeah, thanks for
McCorkle,
hosting us.
Dr. Gingras, did you have any questions specifically about chiropractic diplomate?
So the diplomate, Dr. Kim, is the diplomate, sorry, listening while driving has been difficult, but it's just continuing hours of education and doing a research project.
It's about a whole new level of
Yeah.
promoting animal chiropractic, and it's not for everybody. So you will be, it's through the ICA. It's about promoting animal chiropractic. So it's 160 extra hours of CE, and you have up to 4 years to get that. And
Okay.
then, there's a couple written tests in there that are hosted by the ICA. There's a practical exam that will be given by the ICA. And it will actually, the practical exam will actually include adjusting. So you basically pass fail on your ability to adjust or not adjust and communicate chiropractic to the owner. And then after that, to maintain your diplomate status, you'll have to, there'll be numerous things you can do, but you will have to be active in promoting animal chiropractic to the community, whether that be your community, the regional community, or the world community. So,
Got it. Thanks.
mhm.
Yeah, thanks for coming tonight. And just because he just mentioned the world community, I just wanted to share that we have been seeing more and more international students over the last 6 months than we've ever seen before, which doesn't mean that there's a lot, but 4 is 400 times more than we've had in the last 3 years. So
Sounds
animal
cool.
chiropractic animal chiropractic is definitely rippling affecting out into those communities. And quite frankly, with the the current push to make food more healthy with regenerative farming and all those things, we're seeing a bigger groundswell from people who specifically want to come in so that they can adjust food animal. So that's pretty encouraging. Thanks, everybody. We will wrap it up. We have another Q&A next week, another open Q&A next week on Tuesday. And that'll be the last open Q&A. And after that, to attend these meetings, you'll have to have some level of commitment. Either be a veterinarian who has turned in your paperwork or be an ICA diplomate candidate. And those candidates will have those meetings on the 4th Thursday of each month.
4th Tuesday.
Is it 4th what? Tuesday?
Tuesday.
I forgot it was Tuesday. Okay, it's a T word. And
it's close.
So we'll be seeing you guys around soon. And we'll keep you posted for sure. If you're a veterinarian who has turned in your paperwork, then we'll be meeting on this same channel for those meetings. And your magic link will work now because I was able to air out the kinks and figure it out.
What day works best for you?
Is this evening we're talking about?
Yeah, those meetings will be evening.
There's only 3 people here. When would you like to have the meeting?
There's only 3 people and only one who's a veterinarian.
No.
I'm the
I
only
mean,
veterinarian.
there's 3 of us that will be at the meeting, you and me and Tiffany. For the veterinarian certified in animal chiropractic.
And you said it's once a month,
Yeah.
Once a month, yeah.
Yeah. The only day we're not available is the 4th Tuesday of the month.
Okay, well, I can't do the 2nd Tuesday of the month.
We just had the 3rd Tuesday open up.
Or I can't do I can't do the 3rd Tuesday. Wednesday evenings are pretty open, and then Thursday evenings are usually open. And then Mondays and I would say Monday or Thursday.
Okay. Well, Thursday. Yeah. Thursday maybe class. We get into class, so.
Oh, okay.
Probably on Monday, but yeah.
So it'll be Mondays that are not related to Mastermind.
So it'd be like the 2nd or 4th
2nd or 4th Monday.
Yeah. So anyway, all right.
Right.
We'll see everybody later.
Thank you so much for being here. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you soon.
And if you know vets, anybody that knows vets that are ABCA certified, say hey. All right. Talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.